Hi folks, back one more time, doing a back-to-back this time. As you probably saw in my last video about the first black antichrist, now I'm doing a separate video from that as far as called Eye Opener. These are things I've been meaning to present on here on YouTube to you all, for y'all to hear and know, understand. And since I have the free time now because of the 4th of July weekend, having able to get a lot of stuff done and accomplished, figure I'd come on here and go knock this out before the week starts back up, and I hardly have any time to come on here to do anything I want to do as far as when it comes to posting these video blogs. So yeah, but getting right to it, this one called Eye Opener. The first thing I want to start off with is if you notice in history, every president that has been assassinated or attempted to be assassinated has been a Democrat. And the reason for this is because if you go back to the Bible, well, I want to say the Bible days, but if you go back to biblical history, as far as Rome, the ancient Rome, if you read about the accounts of Jesus, kind of read where he's in Rome and read where Paul is in Rome. If you notice, it would say publicans, and I mentioned this probably a couple of times in different video blogs. And I remember reading where it said the publicans in Rome, and the publicans in Rome, which were the original Republicans. And as I explained that before, that the Republicans is what they call now, which are the publicans all over again from the original and ancient Rome. So I definitely found that scripture, where I read about the publicans, been kind of lazy about it, not really trying to browse through there, but it's definitely in there. Trust me, I ain't making it up. I might get might do another video and actually have a verse. But like I said, called Republicans now. So but yeah, the publicans of the original Rome, of course, were the rulers of the government. Those were the only people allowed in the government, were publicans of Rome, because these were the representatives of Rome, that they dictated and legislated everything that went on in Rome. It was no democratic representative at the time, back in those days. And to prove that, if you go to where Jesus was handed before Pilate, after Jesus got flogged, that's what Pilate said. Okay, I done flogged him. What should you have me do now? Crucify him, crucify him. When Pilate said, which do you choose between Jesus and Barabbas? They chose Barabbas, of course. So that right there, it was a republic with Pilate, and it was a democracy when he asked the people, what shall you have me to do with Jesus? What shall you have me to do with him? That was the only form of democracy back then in Rome, is when the Roman officials addressed the crowd or the audience. They used to have meetings and gather in this little town hall, or this little hall that they had, and all the people of the town would be there, or wherever the people, whatever nations came there. And then that's when Pilate and the Roman officials will address the people and ask them questions as far as what do they want to have done with their people. Mainly consisted of the Jewish authorities. Mainly consisted of the Jewish people, and that's still the modern day version tongue tie. The modern day version of that today is in the USA. How you have the white / European over the African Americans, which the original term is Romans over the Egyptians and the Israelites and the Jews. So I explained this once before, That's what you see right here in America. America is modern day Rome. The Roman Empire has been rebuilt right here in America. This is modern day Babylon. And the Romans, slash European, slash whites, and the Jews, slash Israelites, slash Egyptians, slash blacks. So just thought I'd kind of do a little breakdown of history right there. This ain't no racial segregation right here, only historical truth. But just thought I'd bring it up as far as that right there. So by the Republicans being the rulers of Rome, not Republicans, they was called publicans at the time. My bad. So by the publicans being the rulers of Rome, that was the only form of democracy is when they came to town hall meetings and they addressed the people and asked the people what should be done amongst their own people. But when it came to dictatorship of Rome, there was no democracy in Rome. There was no democracy, none whatsoever in Rome. It was only a republic, and it also speaks about that in the Bible. If you read in the Bible, you will find several times in Rome where it says republic, but you will not see democracy, none whatsoever in the Bible. But you will see republic over and over and over again. You will see publicans over and over and over again. But you will not see Democrats nor democracy. And that was the only time in ancient Rome there was democracy, is when there was an issue amongst the Jewish people. And the Roman officials, the Roman representatives, would address the people and ask them, okay, what would you have us to do to fix the problem amongst your people? But it was separate. It's just like the separation of church and state, the separation of Jew and Roman. That's what went about during those times. When it came to issues with the Romans handled their issues with the representatives up in office, or in their office at the time. But it was never no democracy in Rome. It was always the representatives, the publicans at the time. Now it's kind of happening all over again in America, how the Republicans always seem to kind of been ahead over here, the Romans. So hey, so just kind of giving a little breakdown about history there, and I'm sure y'all eyes that's why it's called eye opener. Okay, the second thing, the last, since I got like 3 minutes left, try to move as rapidly as possible, is Obama. Now this I guess probably I ain't gonna say one of the last things I speak about Obama, but I already spoke a big majority about what's to come with him anyways. But this is another one that I wanted to share. It's about universal health care. Now if Obama's proposal of universal health care is highly effective amongst nations all over the world, from this American government, from the US government, Obama proposes universal health care. If people from all over the world approves of this universal health care and it is effective in helping people, you know what they gonna come up with next? This universal health care is effective. We like this idea that is proposed. Why not just go and have a universal government? Because it's coming from a American government, it's coming from the USA government, and Obama is the one proposed it and everybody approves of it. So we just might as well have a universal government, because Obama came up with a good universal idea for healthcare. So why not just make it a universal government where it is a one world government? You see the hint right there? Universal healthcare. Healthcare, universal, coming from one government, and that's coming from the USA government. So it's going to lead very soon to the one world order, the new world order from one government. Eye opener, baby. So, peace be unto you, and Christ